Giants win, Jordan Raanan. How big of a victory was this for the Giants?
How big of a victory? It saved their season. I mean, they knew it. I mean, Jonathan Casillas told me after the game, it would have been traumatic if they lost. Like 0-2 is one thing, but 0-3 is a completely different story. You pretty much know your season's over and you're not making the playoffs when you're 0-3. The odds say that. I mean, you'd be less than 5% chance, I believe it is, to make the playoffs at 0-3. So you don't want to be less than 5%. And it's not like this is a Super Bowl contender last year. They're just taking a while to get going here. This is a team that was 6-10 and was kind of fortunate to be 6-10. They needed a strong finish to the season last season, so everything was on the line. This win, gives them hope and gives them life moving forward now.
So can we officially put the Tom Coughlin's job is on the line to bed for at least a week or two?
Yeah, we're going to wait till week 8 for that probably. I mean, thank God we don't have to do that for 13 straight weeks. But if it was 0-3 and it was headed for disaster, I mean, common logic tells you where that was headed. So let's hope that we don't have to deal with that at least for a while here.
Jordan Raanan of NJ.com, at Jordan Raanan on Twitter. Jordan, Eli Manning has 0 interceptions this season. Tell us what that stat means to you.
It means that this offense is perfectly built for him. And look, their offensive line is still not a great pass protecting line, but it's not a big problem. It's not something that they had, that is completely bogging down the offense because Eli Manning is able to get the ball out quickly. He's able to hit some short passes, take some occasional shots downfield. The offense is a quick-hitting, quick-strike offense, and he's not sitting there and holding the ball forever. And it's meant less interceptions, more high-percentage passes, higher completion percentage, and he's played pretty well. Now, you say pretty well, you still have to. You can't completely disregard the fact that he made some mind-boggling errors late in the first 2 games, and that does cloud the picture a little bit. And you can't sit there and say Eli Manning's played great because he's had 2 pretty bad fourth quarters and some horrible mistakes that really you needed him not to make in order to win those first 2 games.
Jordan, with Preston Parker being let go, how important was it for Ruben Randall to perform the way he did last night?
Yeah, well, they needed anybody, really, just to step up and be a weapon besides Odell Beckham, and it was Ruben Randall. And I think the Giants have to take these shots to Ruben Randall. You saw he made 2 big plays down the field, or maybe the second one was a little bit on the luck side. But Ruben Randall's biggest skill, look, he's not explosive. He's not a yard after the catch guy. He's really going to get nothing from you after the catch. If he catches a short pass, he's a big, tall receiver who can go up in the air and make plays. And the only way he could do that is if you throw the ball up when he has one-on-one coverage. Look, he's not going to get a ton of separation. He's not Odell Beckham. He doesn't have that speed, quickness, or explosiveness. So you have to, see him in those one-on-one coverages, put the ball up in the air, and let him try and make plays. Either that or, go in another direction. That's what Ruben Randall brings to the table.
Jordan Raanan of NJ.com with Armen and Levack wrapping up last night's Giants victory. Jordan, will the Giants have Victor Cruz when they go to Buffalo on October 4th?
Yeah, that's the question. I mean, he's definitely trending in that direction. You got to be careful. He's got a calf injury; those are sometimes tricky. And he's coming back from the knee injury too. Look, remember, hasn't taken 1 snap since tearing the patella tendon in his knee last year, and now he's been out. He was out for 5 weeks. Just started running. We saw him at practice on Tuesday for the first time in 5 weeks. This is all trending in the right direction, but they do still need to be very careful. They need to build that knee up to the point where it was before this calf injury stepped in, and they need to make sure the calf is good. But his goal is Week 4 next Sunday in Buffalo. I think that's the Giants' goal as well. We'll have to see how these practices go next week to see if it's realistic or not. I think there's a decent chance, though.
Cullen Jenkins, lots being made of his fourth quarter speech to the defensive line. Is he becoming the leader of that unit?
He is the respected veteran of that unit. Yes, I believe that is accurate. Guys look to him. Robert Ayers too. Robert Ayers is the more fiery type guy, where I think Cullen Jenkins is the respected elder now. The bottom line is they have to go out there and they have to perform. And this is what the Giants are evolving into in 2015. They're a good run defense, but they're going to struggle against the pass. They're not going to get great pressure, especially naturally. They're going to have team blitzes. the back end of their secondary is still questionable, and the linebackers not great against the pass.
Jordan Raanan of NJ.com. Is JPP going to play a snap for the Giants this year?
Oof, I don't know. That is just completely up in the air. I think the way it might be headed, they're going to reevaluate at some point next, I don't know, around midseason. So, and then depending on what happens there, it's going to be the Giants' decision of how ready they think they are. If JPP wants to play. I mean, you're hearing rumblings already about the potential of some fights going to be going on behind the scenes of bringing in independent doctors for him in his physical, or passing him and clearing him, because it's starting to sound like he wants to play, and we don't know if the Giants think he's going to be able to play. So we're going to have to sit here and wait and see.
Jordan, what do we make of this Giants team last night? They win last night. They're 1-2. Who are they? What are they? How good are they?
Wow. How good are they? Look, they've been in all three games. They could have / should have probably won the first two. But they also just won this game because, in large part because the Redskins are just awful. I mean, I think we all saw that. The Redskins are what everybody thought they were going to be. They were the train wreck that everyone expected. If they can't run the ball, they're going to be a bad team, and that's kind of what happened last night. But so I think the Giants are a team that can. They're still a middling team. They have some major problems. They can't run the ball. The good part is at least this year they can stop the run. I'm not sure they're going to be able to stop the pass completely. They were able to do it last night, but that in part was because Kirk Cousins is not very good. There just wasn't enough pressure that if that's a good quarterback, a Matt Ryan or Tony Romo sitting back there, that he wouldn't have picked them apart, because you just can't give a guy 4 or 5 seconds consistently in this league and let him sit back there in the pocket and choose his targets and have success.
Jordan Raanan, NJ.com, at Jordan Raanan on Twitter. Jordan, enjoy the weekend of football without having to cover the Giants, huh? No Giants game.
Yeah, when you're on a beat, this is like the best. The idea of having the weekend where you can just sit in front of your television,
it's crazy.
It's just so enticing. You have no idea. It's really amazing.
Well, go enjoy, man. Have a nice brewski for us. We'll pour one out for you. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good, guys. You guys have a good one. Enjoy.